Hey guys, so you guys now have your Dragon box and you have plugged it in, you've hooked it up to your TV, and this is the first screen that comes up. I wanted to do the first couple of steps with the lights on in the room, so there's a little bit of a glare, but I wanted to show you the sizing of the screen, because in my other video some other people couldn't see what I was talking about. So we're just going to go to next. We're going to select English, and this is what I wanted you guys to see here with the lights on. I want you to pay attention here to the edges of the screen. What we want this to be is, you see these white, see the white border there? You want that white border to just touch the edge of the outside of the TV screen. So for me, it's a plastic, this plastic piece right here, and my screen starts right there. So that's where I want that to be. If as you get moving along you find that you didn't set it where it should be here, you can just go back into settings later and adjust that. Okay, so we're going to select next. Sometimes, just by the way I'm seeing this here, you can't see where it says next, but next is it's the one that's highlighted there with previous on the left. Next is on the right. I keep pointing my remote at the TV thinking it's going to do something, and it's not, so that's my bad. So we're going to go up. If you want to connect it to your Ethernet, you would select that. I'm actually going to connect it to my Wi-Fi. And this is going to be your main screen for your Dragon box experience right here. So this is the actual main screen of the box. And what we want to do now is we want to actually install over here in Dragon. I'm doing the same thing again. Well, here let's cruise through here. So here's where you have your apps, internet. If you want to get on the internet and use this as your internet browser, you can. There's our updates, and then settings. Settings is here. Let's just go in there real quick. Your network, your wireless network, your display. You can come over here to more settings, and here's where all the settings for the device are. And as you guys move along, if you guys need some help into here, let's do this real fast. Let's go into date and time. On the first initial setup, we'll want to come into here. Let's fix the date. Okay, so we're going to adjust the time here. We're going to set our time zone. And I'm in Mountain Time. Did I already pass it? I did. Okay, so we're going to back out of this. Okay, so we're going to go over here to Dragon, and we're going to get this thing booted up and going here. Okay, so if this screen pops up, it's because I'm actually not connected to the internet. So you see how it's gray? It should be green on the left-hand side with an icon in the main screen. So I'm not connected to internet, so I'm going to go back, and I'm going to hook into my internet, because evidently what I did there didn't work. So I'm going to go to settings, and I'm going to actually tie into my personal router, and then I'm going to type in my password. Okay, so I have now connected to my router instead of just my Xfinity one, which for some reason didn't work. That's fine. So I'm into my router. I'm just going to use the back arrow, which is going to be located just to the upper right hand corner of the arrow dial. I'm going to back out of there. I'm going to arrow over to Dragon again. And now I'm connected. So what I want to do now is I actually want to install the DragonBox Wizard, the app, onto the DragonBox. So we're going to download that. Then we'll wait for that to download. Okay, so that has ran. And so now we need to open this. We actually need to install it. And you will see right down here in the bottom right hand corner, it will say install. So we're just going to go down with our remote. It kind of highlights in gray there that you can see. I'm going to go over to install, and I'm going to select install. And then it's going to do its thing here for a few minutes. Just so you guys know, it took about 10 minutes on Wi-Fi for us to get to this point from that first initial install. So now we're going to open, bottom right hand icon, and it's going to run through its first initial phase of starting up, and we'll let it do that here for a minute. Screen's going to go black, and it's going to flash. It's going to go back and forth here, and probably here within about 3 minutes the other screen will pop up, probably even sooner than that, but I'm going to pause this for now. We are now on the very first part of our, what I call home screen, but I don't know what other people call it. This is where we're going to do most of our navigation, but what we want to do is we want to update this with our add-ons. So as you can see, you really can't see as I'm looking at my video thing here, it still is white. On my screen it's blue. Videos is highlighted, and underneath that to the left is files, and on the right hand side of underneath videos is add-ons. And so I'm going to push the arrow down. Now files is highlighted. Now I'm over to add-ons, and I'm going to select that. Second one down, Dragon Wizard. We're going to select that. We want to continue. Yes, it's our initial setup. And here's where you're going to select if you want to have adult content apps put onto just accessible to your DragonBox. I'm going to select no. This will take about 10 minutes. Okay, that took about 15 minutes on my Wi-Fi, which is upstairs, so which is fine. The first things you're going to start seeing as soon as you launch this is, or get to this point, you don't have to launch anything here, is add-on is incompatible or has been marked broken in repository. Would you like to disable it on your system? Underneath that is a black box on the left and a green box on the right. And for some reason it doesn't show up yes or no, but the no is on the right. So I'm just going to keep it over there, and I'm not going to have anything that's incompatible or broken into the system here. So I'm just going to click no. Okay. So now the DragonBox is going to go through a period of time here where it's going to start populating the apps. As you can see, there's some apps already on here below the videos. And so we're going to jump over here. Here's our sports. Here is Dragon Streams. This is where you're going to find all your NFL, all your other MMA, NASCAR, everything. I'm going to let this thing populate here for about the next 15-20 minutes because of my Wi-Fi network, and then I'll come back and we'll do a more in-depth just kind of looking around and checking some things out. So as you can see in the bottom right hand corner, it's working, and so while it's working, we're just going to let it work, and we're not going to try to jump around and check out different screens and stuff like that. We'll come back to this in a minute. Okay, so that took a I don't know, I think I gave it about 30 minutes to do its thing, and it stopped, and so now all the apps and everything are on there. And so you are good to go. If you have purchased a VIP club membership, your VIP app for that is going to be Area 51. you would come in here and enter your login information that you would get from me. I would get that for you after you purchased it. The premium app that is included with your Dragon Box is going to be Inferno. So you would select it. Inferno is going to go through a startup phase here, and then you can get onto there. If you want, and it's something that I do is Dbrits. I pay a monthly subscription to that, about $3. And it's very simple. I can walk that through you if you decide to get that. It gives you a lot of great content, direct access to high quality HD programming. So that's what that app has to offer. Live TV shows, you can find that in Area 51. Goodfellas is a great application for that, to pull up shows. And so you are set with your Dragon Box just as it is here. If we want to get out of this screen and go into the settings, we will hit the Android button here on the left side of the arrow pad, and we can get back into settings. So there you go. There's the basic setup and startup of the Dragon Box. And as always, if you have any questions, reach out to me and we will work through those. I'm still learning. There's a lot to learn about this device and getting to where we want to go and the content that we want to bring into our homes. Thanks.